change cars.
Yeah, and people.
And people. Well, I mean, like, you're still here.
Yeah, we still did change people because Casey's not here.
Yeah. Do you want to explain, like?
Yes. Okay. So in the previous part A of this episode, Casey kept saying he was getting calls and different calls. That was because the boy that helped him jump his car left his phone in the hood of Casey's car.
Yeah, like where the engine is.
Yeah, so when we got to the movie theater, me and Casey had to open the hood of his car, and sure enough, there was a phone with a flashlight on right in the bottom left corner of his the hood of his car.
Now, this is while driving 30 minutes at roughly 70 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I'm amazed the phone wasn't damaged in the slightest.
Yeah.
Like, that's...
I'm surprised it wasn't on fire.
Yeah, that one, too. I'm surprised it at least wasn't a crack or something.
Yeah.
Considering it's also an iPhone, and those things are built like paper.
Yeah.
But, no, we also saw A Good Time, and fuck was that movie loud.
Okay, so I wasn't the only... No, I don't think it's that it was loud. I think it's that because we were in the smaller theater.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
That either way, it was... If the movie wasn't loud, it definitely sounded loud, like due to like either the size of the theater or the fact that there was just a louder mix on the movie. Now, I wouldn't be surprised that the louder mix in the movie wasn't an artistic choice, because the movie itself was very disorienting, and like I don't know if that was mostly why there's so many cops around.
Because we just saw Good.
Oh yeah, makes sense. But no, like the basis of the movie is a dude's trying to get his brother out of jail after a botched bank robbery.
Yeah.
Like that's the basic gist of it, and I think for what it is, I enjoyed it, though it was certainly a clusterfuck.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I do again think that it was the point of the movie to just be a clusterfuck, but I don't think that really made it any more enjoyable to me. Though it's weird, we saw two back-to-back bank robbery movies, even though this one wasn't focused entirely on the bank robbery, it's just the aftermath of it.
You know what's really weird is the brother, the one that went to the jail.
Yeah, the one that's mentally disabled.
He is the same guy who wrote and directed the movie.
Really? Okay,
yes.
Because I thought I wasn't really paying attention to the opening title credits, just because I wasn't, and I knew I saw the same name over and over.
Yeah, he's the same dude.
Huh. Well, that's cool, I guess. I always like it when directors are like at least an actor or a character in the movie.
Yeah.
But this movie I thought it was good. I don't think it's up to A24's usual standard for me, but honestly, after seeing Moonlight and Green Room, it's kind of hard to. Yeah, it's really hard to.
And you missed...
and Swiss Army Man, I guess.
And you missed It Comes at Night, dude. Yeah. That movie was like real good.
Was it real good?
Yeah, it was real good.
Oh, yeah, I'll probably check that one again. I mean, A24's hit and miss. Like, but when you're that artsy of a theater, or not theater, but that artsy of I guess studio.
Also, it's actually A24.
A24?
Yeah, because on their website, they sold a shirt that said, "We're going to get our fucking name straight," and it said A24 on the front.
Like in like letters?
Yes.
Okay, so Studio A24,
yes.
Like, they're very artsy, and I very much commend them that. But when you are shooting for that level of artsiness, you have lots of, maybe not lots of hits, but really good hits and misses. Yeah. But again, even though this is a miss for me, I can still appreciate it. Like I understood where it was going for. What about your general opinions?
I think it would be a good movie to watch to bond with a brother.
Yeah.
I think because it is a brother movie in general, and I think Robert Pattinson did a really good job.
He was the main guy, right? Constantine?
Yes.
Yeah, no, he did a great job.
Especially considering he was Twilight Boy.
Twilight Boy?
He played the main dude in Twilight.
That was Edward Cullen?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I wonder why his teeth would look weird.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that was Robert Pattinson. Damn, he did a good job then.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did a really good job.
Fuck. All right, that changed a little bit of the movie for me. But, yeah. Well, it changed his performance for me. I wouldn't say the rest of the movie, but yeah, like you were saying, it's a good movie to bond with
brother movie. But I mean, yeah, it was hard to follow a little bit.
Yeah.
But I still think it was good for what it was. Mm-hmm. But. And now I won't say that when comparing it to other A24 movies that it was like well, comparing it to other A24 movies, I'd say it's like somewhere near the bottom, but compared to regular movies, it's good.
Oh, no, I agree with you there.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, I didn't see American Honey, so I can't really say anything about that one. I think you said you did.
That shit was 3 hours long, man.
Fuck.
It was 3 hours long.
Damn, alright.
That's the only problem that I have with it, because it was just so goddamn long.
Just never ended.
No, not really.
Not even Shia the Beef LaBeouf.
No.
No, but like I said, for A24, I say it's a miss. But in general, movies, like, if you're in for like a clusterfuck of a ride full of really shitty people, this one may be for you.
Yeah.
It's all over the place. The plot is very, I wouldn't say it's really decentralized, but there's a lot of characters, and it's a lot of noise to try to figure out what's going on. And not really so much why is happening, because the why of what's happening is very clear.
Yeah.
It's just like the sequence of events that leads to the next, and it gets progressively shittier and shittier and shadier. Is like, wow, like, why is this happening?
I thought the soundtrack was really good.
The soundtrack's real dope. They turned it down.
It reminded me of.
but
It reminded me of Stranger Things.
it was reminding me of Hotline Miami for some reason.
I understand that.
Yeah, especially the hospital.
Just a lot of synth.
Yeah.
A shit ton of synth.
Yeah, and like it wasn't even set in the 80s. It was set in like modern times.
Yeah.
They had like iPhone 6s.
Yeah.
At least that one like rich lady that had one. But, I'd say we give it a numerical value before we finish out and go to the spoiler.
Yes.
Because I think we've really said all we can spoiler free.
Yes.
But what would you give it?
I'd say a solid 6.
Yeah, that's
Right,
what I'd say.
Right on a 6.
6 or 7.
Yeah.
Like, it's good. I don't think it would appeal to a lot of people. But if you want like something that's different, go for it. I'd give it 6.5, honestly. Because like 7 is like good. Like I'd watch it again. 6 is I probably wouldn't watch it again, but I enjoyed watching it. But yeah, I say we go to spoilers right about now. So wow, that movie was just, again, strange from start to finish.
Yes.
The opening scene with just the mentally disabled brother in the therapist's office, it told a lot about the character.
Yes.
But it just dragged on and on.
Yeah, but out of everything in the movie, I thought the cinematography was really good. The neon and all that kind of stuff.
The colors were
There was only one shot that pissed me off, and that was right at the beginning when they zoomed in on the Connie's face.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why they fucking did that, but it looked bad. Zooms in movies should not be used unless used correctly.
Yeah, like that one was like, and the motion of that scene was all sorts of like cluttered and weird. And again, I really think that's what they were going for this movie.
I agree
was just
too.
to like
I agree too.
make everything like a shitstorm. Like, what is happening? So I think from that point, it was great. Everything, like the cinematography was fantastic. The colors were on point, especially when they were in that like weird horror love tunnel.
I thought that was really weird, man.
Like it was odd. Like they had the black lights up.
Yeah.
It looked great, but like, why?
Yeah.
And
to give the character credit, the main dude, he was smart. Oh
yeah, I believe they dropped his name, Constantine
or Connie or whatever.
Yeah, like
they call him.
They were calling him Connie at the end just because it was like short, just like how they were calling the dude Nick when it was Nicholas.
But yeah, he was a smart dude.
He was really like, he was clever. You could kind of see the gears turning in his head on every scene. Especially like when the cops arrived at that theme park, he was like, "Oh shit, we got a knocked out security officer. Let's put on his clothes and drug him up on this Sprite bottle of acid we found."
They gave him a lot of that acid. That was like a lot of acid.
Like they just poured it down his throat. And I thought he was gonna OD.
That's what I thought too.
Like shit, they just murdered that guy. And thankfully he woke up, but man, is his life screwed after that.
I don't think you can OD on acid, can you?
I'm not sure. Like either way, if you could, they definitely gave him enough where he possibly could have, because that was like a good, like
shit ton.
3
That
or
was a
4
good
ounces
metric. That was a good
of-
metric shit ton of acid. That's how much it was.
Also, I'm glad they made a meme appearance from Pepe.
Oh, fuck you.
Yeah, they were pouring acid on Pepe the Frog.
I really
comics
like
to absorb
that.
the acid in the paper.
I really liked that too. How when that dude was telling the story, they
Yeah,
like
it was
actually
just
shot
out
it.
of nowhere, and it was just like, while he's bitching about how he ended up in a hospital, he was like, it showed what the fuck was happening.
Yeah.
It was great. Like, and then the part where he like makes his way back into his drug dealer friend's house, and he's just banging a chick in the back.
Yep.
Like, what? What?
Yeah.
And then you had to like know that Constantine in the front was just like, why the fuck is he telling me this story? But again, being a smart guy, he realized like, oh shit, he stashed a Radio Shack robbery amount in this store.
Oh, that's what I was gonna start this. Okay, yeah. So I was when they said that, I was like, oh, so this movie's set in 2000. Because Radio Shacks are like gone.
Oh yeah. No, well, this is also like in New York, so
Radio Shacks are gone. Right?
Yeah. Well, I don't think it was 2000. Well,
Radio Shacks officially closed like 2 years ago, but
well,
it was.
that's still like 2015
That's
at the
long
latest.
enough.
I mean, yeah, I guess 2015 makes sense because like the only thing that makes me think this is set anywhere in like the later 2010s is the fact that the one snobby rich lady had an iPhone, like a good iPhone.
Yeah.
And what a god! Like everyone in this movie is just so shitty. Like the only good people are the people that get screwed over.
Yeah.
And I guess everybody gets screwed over in the end, but still.
Well, no, that grandma let them stay in the house.
Yeah, but her like granddaughter got like either arrested or she's gonna have to deal with that shit.
Taken in.
So she got screwed.
Yeah.
And Constantine, as smart as he is, he's just a really shitty person.
He went to prison.
Yeah, he definitely went to prison for one.
No, they said that at the end.
No, yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I know for a fact he went to prison, so he kind of got what he deserved. And I get he was doing it all for his brother.
Yeah.
But I'm counting like at least 5 people, maybe not 5, but at least like 2 people who were like wrongly arrested, and then 3 more people who just had their lives just gone.
Yeah.
Like, one dude accidentally committed suicide because he was drunk and trying to like leave an apartment from the 10th story out the window. Dumbass.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to remember who else was there.
The daughter.
The
granddaughter.
The granddaughter, like I count that the 2 people wrongly imprisoned.
The dude that got the acid.
Oh yeah, well that one I also count as wrongly imprisoned.
Yeah.
I'm counting those 2 as wrongly imprisoned. I guess the grandma. So that's at least 4 people, and I can imagine there's at least 1 more who's screwed over. Like there has to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to watch like a good clusterfuck of a movie, find Good Time. It's
To watch Good Time.
Yeah. You can, guys. God damn it.
So if we're done with that, I want to go into a review for Villains.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that one too.
Because damn,
That's the wrong album.
That album is fucking groovy as shit.
It is at times.
Oh
Now,
my god.
this Villains, by the way, for those of you listening, is the new album from the band Queens of the Stone Age.
I love Queens and stuff.
And like, honestly, I don't have a whole lot of experience with them. I listened to a few tracks of Era Vulgaris when Quentin here.
Era Vulgaris is good.
And then I love Like Clockwork.
Like Clockwork is really good.
It's fantastic. Now, Villains like released officially yesterday. It got leaked, so Quentin here has had like a whole week to like listen to it.
Yes.
And I will say, initially, I wasn't too impressed, but after giving it a couple listens, it's starting to grow on me.
See,
what was that?
that's the Queens of the Stone Age effect.
Yeah.
No, for real. Every time they release a new album, because they change their sound and their image like every album, and every time they release a new album, the first listen, it always sounds like bad. Well, not bad, but like okay.
Yeah.
But then once you start listening to it more, you're like, damn, this is like actually pretty good.
Yeah. Because like, Feet Don't Fail Me had me at...
Fuck, that is a good opener.
That's a damn good opener. Then following that is...
Head Like a Haunted House.
No. The Way You Used to Do.
Okay.
That was the single they
second
released.
house. Oh, you're talking about track by track. I thought you were talking about your favorites.
No. The Way You Used to, actually, well, those 2 are my favorite and second favorite.
Yeah.
And that one was the single, so that one I've had a lot of time to listen to it, and that's probably why I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then everything else, just, again, I need to give more listens to, because so far I've given about 3 whole listens to it, but I haven't, like, sat down with headphones on and really listened to it. It's all been in my car.
Yeah.
But so far, I'm digging the vibe. Head Like a Haunted House, the opening gets me, but after a while it just kind of blends into the next track for me.
Okay.
So again, I'll probably have to just listen to that song in particular and really sit down. But you are right; it's like a haunted surf party.
Yeah, I know.
It's like the Beach Boys got spooky.
That's like
I like it.
That's the best review that I saw for it, and that was like way before the album came out. They were like, someone described it as a haunted house dance party, and I'm like, I am so excited for this album now.
Yeah, no, like honestly, that is pretty accurate. It's got a real like strong bass groove to it. There's not like a whole lot of like standout solos, like guitar solos or anything that's super mellow. It's just go go go, except for like maybe 2 tracks, and all of them, like, it's weird to say, but it's repetitive, it's got a groove and a good repetitiveness to it.
I think the album. I think the first half is better than the second half.
Oh, very much agree.
I think the first half is a lot better than the second half. Now, I will say that I really like the last track, "Villains of Circumstance."
I need to listen to that one again.
But
that's one of the more mellow tracks too.
Yeah, and then I think "The Evil Has Landed" is pretty good. But I think because the first out of the first 5 tracks, the 4 of them I loved. Like, "Feet Don't Fail Me" is amazing.
Yes.
The Way You Used to Do is pretty good. "Domesticated Animals" is I think that song is dark as shit, and I like it. And then "Head Like a Haunted House," I love that one so much, because that's the one where I listen to it and I think if Metallica played the Monster Mash.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
I can see that. Like, for me, it's just due to the faster bass line, and it's reminding me more of the Beach Boys but spooky. That's the only way I can personally describe it.
Yeah.
And I like it. Now, it's not spook, and this album isn't spooky or like a haunted house party in the sense that it's scary or dark. It's just more
it sounds like it.
Yeah, it just sounds like if you took one of those 1930s
or 1950s
1930s 1950s cartoons, the Dancing Skeletons, and made it punk rock. That's probably what it would be. It's a bit on the goofy side, or not really on the goofy side, but it has the punk rock instruments and sounds, but it's more up tempo. Yeah. So that's probably why I'm thinking that mashup.
Yeah. Now, so you've only listened to part of Era Vulgaris and Like Clockwork?
I've listened all the way through Like Clockwork.
Okay, well, yeah.
Like Clockwork makes it onto my top 20 albums.
So here's the thing. So a lot of people, the critics will say Like Clockwork is their best album, and I understand why they say it, but you need to listen to Songs for the Deaf. Okay. Songs for the Deaf is what the community thinks is the best album, and I agree with them. Songs for the Deaf is for me, it's a split between Songs for the Deaf and Era Vulgaris, because a lot of people don't like Era Vulgaris because it's a really weird sound on a lot of the tracks.
Ear Violence?
That's the one. That's one. Maybe, because there's one track at the beginning of Songs for the Deaf that is Ear Violence.
Okay, because I remember that's how you described the album once, and I was like, yep.
But the sound and the way that the way that Josh sings in Era Vulgaris, it's kind of fucky. The way I'll put it.
It's kind of fucky.
Kind of fucky, yeah. But so, and then their first album, their first self-titled album, I'd say is okay.
Now, is that their very first album?
Very first album.
Okay, because I know some bands make their very first album just self-titled, and then or there's some bands like Metallica where they have their 5th album that's self-titled. Yeah. Why would you do this? Everyone calls it the Black Album.
No, their first album was self-titled, and it's okay. It's got some good songs on it, but it's
you kind of expect that from most artists and bands. Their first album generally isn't their best.
Then Rated R was their second album. That one's pretty good. Then it came Songs for the Deaf, and that one's really good. And then Lullabies to Paralyze, and this was actually the first time that I listened all the way through it, and it's, as a cohesive album, it's not great, but a lot of the tracks on it are good.
Okay, so it's kind of like Damn in the fact that it has really good solo, single power, but not so much as a cohesive album.
Yes, exactly. Okay. And then after that was Era Vulgaris, and then it was Like Clockwork, and now Villains. Oh man, I can't even imagine what it was like to be a Queens fan after Era Vulgaris, because Era Vulgaris came out in 2008, Like Clockwork came out in 2014.
Fuck.
That was their next album.
Yeah, this one we only had like 3 years between it.
Yeah,
Or 4 years. Was it 2014 or 2013?
2014, I think.
Okay, because I thought it said 2013 on Spotify. Either way, 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, 3 or 4 years.
And like, that wasn't so bad.
Yeah.
But damn, 2008 to 2014.
Yeah.
Shit.
Just wondering, what's your favorite track off of Like Clockwork?
Well, there's the title track, which is fantastic. If I Had a Tail was really good. And then Vampire of Time and Memory.
Yes,
like I really like it when they slow it down. Calypso, I need to listen to it again.
Oh. My favorite is Smooth Sailing.
Smooth Sailing is, I forgot about that one. Smooth Sailing is rad. God, that track is good.
Yeah.
Wait, I personally dig it when they go into a bit of a slower style.
Oh yeah, I do too. I like the Vampire of Time and Memory and Calypso or Calypsa or whatever it's called. And My God Is the Sun. That one's.
My God Is the Sun is too. That one, like the ones I named off first, like by name, or the ones that always stick in my head. And Smooth Sailing, I can't believe I forgot, but that one's also very much up there.
It's funky.
It's a real funky. Like Queens of the Stone Age has some good bass.
Yeah.
Like it's that nice like slap-ish bass that I can't get enough of.
Yeah.
So, good time, 6.5 out of 10. As of right now, I'm giving Villains a like 7 out of 10, but potential to warm up for me because like I can already tell it's warming up.
Mine is like an 8.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like I don't think it'll ever reach like Clockwork's levels. For me,
no.
But
Absolutely.
it's very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
I think Villains is going to end up the same as Lullabies to Paralyze, where it's not where as a cohesive album it's okay, but the songs on it are like really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta listen to Songs for the Deaf and Eric Vulgaris now.
Yes.
And I guess the rest of them. Also been listening to a little bit more Foo Fighters. Like I've been listening to many of their hot singles, so I need to, in my area, I need to actually listen to all their albums. But damn, there's a lot of albums.
Yeah, they have a lot of albums. I've listened to Echoes, Silence, Patience, Grace. That's a good one.
I think I've listened through most of the way through there. I'm trying to go through it in chronological order. But.
Wasting Light, I thought it was good. I thought Wasting Light was pretty good. Their newest album, not the new one that's coming out.
Yeah, the newest one that is currently out.
But the newest one that's currently out. Sonic Highways. That one's okay.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Yeah. Yeah. And then hopefully Concrete and Gold is good, considering their first single from it was like
fucking old people metal.
Yeah.
Run. If you can listen to it, listen to Run. All right. Well, speaking of which, we gotta run. That was a good time.
I gotta run and have a good time with some villains. Done.
Fuck
you. Done.